Well, hello there everybody, my name is 20-Bit Will, and I know you've been dying to learn some information about HK-47 from the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic games, and I think so on from there, but he was mostly dominantly for KOTOR 1 and 2. Now we're just going to dive into a little bit about where he came from and why he's just a wild droid. Now, HK-47, he was a hunter assassin droid and a Jedi hunter constructed by the Dark Lord of the Sith, your boy Darth Revan, shortly after the end of the Mandalorian Wars in 3960 BBY. Now, in the wake of the widespread destruction caused by the Mass Shadow Generator, a superweapon which was used during the final battle of that conflict, Revan was inspired to seek more subtle methods of defeating his enemies. Now, HK was sent throughout the galaxy on his missions and successfully assassinated countless targets of whom Revan had deemed threats to the galactic stability and peace. Pretty interesting. But however, HK-47 was badly crippled and captured on a mission in a Mandalorian space shortly before Revan himself was captured by the Jedi Order. Now, that was just a little, I guess, rundown summary of HK-47, but now I'm going to tell you about how that SOB was constructed. Hold on to your dicks, because we're about to jump into this. Now, HK-47, he was originally constructed by the Dark Lord of the Sith, which is Darth Revan by now. Shortly after the final battle of the Mandalorian Wars in 3960 BBY, Revan was still a Jedi Knight serving at the command of the Republic forces at this point, and decided to resort to extreme tactics to decisively end the war. As a result, though, the battle devastated the entire surface of Malachor V, where it was fought and destroyed the majority of the warships on both sides. Now, not long after the end of the war, Revan and his friend Malak fell to the dark side and began making plans to conquer the Republic. If you play KOTOR 1, eventually you will be seeing, cutscenes and things like that. It doesn't tell you exactly where they came from in the beginning, you just learn about it as you progress through the game and all that. But now, with this in mind, Revan constructed HK-47 using Zerka's HK-24 design as a basis for his model and included several of his own upgrades. Now, not wanting to repeat the devastation caused at Malachor V, Revan turned to using HK-47 to assassinate political opponents, as a more selective way of achieving his goals without blowing up planets. Although he considered himself to be a unique construct, HK-47 bore a close resemblance to the HK-B3 Hunter droid produced by Zerka Corporation already. As a result of Revan's programming, HK-47 displayed obedience to those he identified as his master, but had little regard for any form of life and was driven by a desire for violence and carnage. Now, HK-47 characteristically used the term meatbag when speaking of organic life forms, especially people. This insult was originally used in passing by the droid when Revan's apprentice Darth Malak had asked what the droid thought of him. In stating his opinion, HK informed Malak of his meatbag status. Revan found the insult, as well as Malak's annoyance of it, amusing enough to reprogram HK to consider all organic people meatbags. Now, after witnessing HK-47's abilities firsthand, Revan decided that more droids of this design would make efficient agents in his plans to preserve galactic stability. HK-47 became the basis for a new model of HK series assassin droids, the HK-50s, which were manufactured at a secret facility on the planet of Telos 4, apparently. Now, a cool thing, if you get KOTOR 2 for Steam, you can unlock the mod that it restores all the content, and you will learn about the HK-50s with that installed, really. Now, HK continued to serve Revan during the Jetta Civil War, a devastating conflict between the Sith Empire that Revan had created after his turn to the dark side and the Galactic Republic. Now, during this time, HK helped Revan to locate the Starforged superweapon, and also assassinated beings who could potentially destabilize the galaxy, which eventually led to a mission into Mandalorian space in 3957 BBY. While HK was on this mission, Revan was captured by the Jedi after Malak turned on his master, that SOB, and fired a volley of turbo laser fire at the bridge of Revan's flagship. Now, the Jedi High Council ordered Revan's mind to be rewritten, and the Sith Lord lost all of the memories of his former self, including those of HK-47's existence. Meanwhile, HK-47 succeeded on his assassination mission. His motor functions were damaged, and he ended up in the possession of a Mandalorian soldier. Now, this Mandalorian reprogrammed and laid claim to the crippled droid. He repaired him, though not particularly well in the droid's opinion, and beginning to use the droid to elevate his own rank by having him eliminate his superiors and clear the way for his own promotion. This was just, a brief description of what HK-47 was all about, what he'd done, when Revan built him and all that stuff. He's pretty cool character. He's in KOTOR 1 and KOTOR 2 I know pretty heavily. After that, I think he's actually brought up here and there and a few others, I'm not really sure. But he's interesting, he's funny. If you actually if you spend enough time with him and you do things that he likes in the games as your characters, his influence with you, it'll raise up and it'll unlock special options for you to click on. But yeah, everybody, that is a little rundown on HK-47. Did you use him at all when you played KOTOR 1 and 2? I used him a little bit, but I was always in the first one. I'm trying to think who I always used. I know I always used Bastila, and I think majority of the time Jolie Bendo when I found him. I was pretty much a damn Jedi truck army. Now in KOTOR 2, I used him off and on. I always try to do different playthroughs with different characters, but mostly I used my character. I think Bayodur and somebody else. It's been a while since I played 2. I'm gonna have to go back and do it again. But he's a pretty cool character once you get to figure out what he is and who he is and all that stuff. But my name is 20-Bit Will, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed this bit of knowledge that I just dropped on you today. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe, it all means a lot. Thank you so much, and I will see you later.